Night of the Living podcast is always ad-free for patrons at patreon.com/NOTLP.
Welcome to what we're calling like a little blip. This is a little interstitial episode. This is a little
bonus.
A bonus.
Because it was a long month.
Because the calendar gave us an extra week in April.
We are slaves to the calendar, and that's just how we do things. A month is a month is a month. And we can't start boo phone who dis until it is officially made on the calendar.
So we're in a holding pattern. We're like stuck between two transporter pads.
Yep.
In Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
Or we're just gonna come out all messed up like in The Fly.
Yeah.
That'd be awful, man.
Yeah.
The Fly one or being caught between?
Both, but especially the Fly one.
Yeah. I was just thinking about The Fly for some other reason recently, but
do you think the Federation had to have some sort of legislation done?
Federation legislation?
That clarified.
Clarification.
Welcome to Night of the Living podcast. I'm Amy. That's Freddy, and Andy's here.
So, but let's just catch you back up. Clarification of Federation legislation.
That when you transported somewhere, because your matter
and what does that mean?
Has been dissolved and reconsolved.
What does
These transporting
mean? Is that when you get like blipped somewhere?
Yeah, you get sent somewhere via being broken up. It's like TV.
Oh, is that where they stand in that
mm-hmm.
circle thing and the light beam comes down?
You know how they
You're
did that?
Learning.
The effect is glitter in a glass stirring. Oh. They shot a glass full of water and glitter, shake it up.
They put the actors in the glass glitter.
They've pushed them down in there real hard, make sure they fit.
So you can do
people
it with more.
Smaller than
you can do it with more than just people.
Oh
you can do
anything,
things.
As long as it's matter. But like, you've been broken apart. You have died. You cease to exist, right? In a way.
Well, no.
What is you?
Clearly not.
But so that I'm saying they had to just in case legislation that you are legally still the same you with the same debts and obligations.
Yeah. So like a blasted cloud of human particles owes me like $10.
Right.
And I can legally hold them to it.
And it took, it takes a while for the government to catch up to new technology, Mm-hmm. So it was like people were just transporting themselves to get out of child support.
Now, is this a real thing in the Star Trek universe?
No, I made all this up in
This
my
is
head.
fucking
Is
genius.
that true that you actually get reformed in like a new life?
No, Andy, I'm probably messing up the science, and I don't know if you can hear me using air quotes because of obviously it's Star Trek. But I don't know if I'm getting the Star Trek science wrong.
I will tell you this. Fan fiction gold mine
mm-hmm.
of Star Trek Law and Order.
Yeah.
Transporter unit.
I love
transporter crimes.
Who do I?
Well, there should be like a novel about their first experiments.
Yeah,
transporting. Did they accidentally get transported into like objects?
So,
there probably is a novel of that already.
That
right?
sounds great. But should we stop talking about Star Trek? Or we
just need to start a whole separate podcast for this
of transporters.
Yeah.
So for today's episode, we're going to give you a couple of bonus segments. Longtime listeners will recognize that our friend Andy is a filthy little monster, and he finds horror-themed porn and tells us all about it in excruciating detail.
I do not talk about
He talks about the ins and the outs.
I just talk about plots.
And the how's you doing.
Keep it classy.
Since when?
Since today.
I've never talked to you guys about the actual actions of what they do.
Labia.
I've never described bodies,
glands,
and stuff like that.
Testicles.
I mean, you described the acts, but
not in excruciating detail. Where like I talk about how many thrusts. And stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anus.
Okay, you're right. That wasn't fair.
You're just trying to make me filthy, even though I am filthy.
To label you as the pervert you are, but I'm incorrect. Yeah, you're right. I'll clean up my act, Andy.
It's not fair to me. It's not fair to porn industry either.
Yeah, let's treat them with a little respect.
And then after that, Freddy and I are going to talk to you about a young adult novel. Now, listen, it's not even young adult. It's like a kid's book.
Were you aware of the pairing before I texted you?
Andy's like, hey, I have a porner. And I was like, you know what? I just read that book and I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Didn't even think about I'm juxtaposing porn and a kid's book, but you people can do this, right?
This is really a frosted mini-wheat scenario.
You can
compartmentalize.
The kid in you can like Creepers the Scarecrow.
Yeah.
And the adult in you can like whatever the name of this filth that Annie's going to talk about is.
And that...
So when you want the filth, you flip over to the sugar side?
The sugar side's definitely the filthy side.
Oh, yeah.
It's been glazed.
Yeah, it's been glazed.
Oh.
So warning to anyone who is out there who is a child listening. Creepers is a little scary. Now let's talk about some hardcore pornography.
Before we do that.
Remember how big those big wheats?
Big wheats.
They had like mini wheats.
Pillows.
And they had big wheats.
They were like big pillows.
What were they called?
They were huge.
They were just called shredded wheat.
Yeah, but they were like a brick size.
They were huge, yeah, because you break it up at home. They're like, you don't need that broken up for you kind.
So and thankfully,
luxuries.
The cereal industry realized that we don't want to break our own wheat.
Yeah,
and they gave us some mini wheats.
Mini wheats, frosty mini wheats are pretty good. I like the strawberry ones.
They dry though.
Super dry.
Wow, guys.
Hold up in milk very well though.
Yeah, that's because they're so dry.
Wow.
I've actually developed a new technique of eating cereal.
Really?
Huh?
I get 2 bowls.
You're getting a whole third segment for free right now.
What?
I get 2 bowls. I put the cereal in one bowl and the milk in another bowl, and I scoop a little bit of cereal.
You serve milk on the side, essentially.
And then dip it into the
like the
milk
cereal's
bowl.
a salad.
Yeah.
Huh.
So,
but it doesn't get to soak and get soggy.
No, I don't like it soaked though. That's the thing, because if it gets too soggy, this is because mush. I like the crunch.
My brain went
cereal.
2 places. First, it went to, I can't imagine what it would be like for Andy to order cereal in a restaurant now. And then I thought, why would Andy ever order cereal in a restaurant?
I'm not Seinfeld.
Yeah. So he did, didn't he? He did order cereal.
Where can you order cereal?
A diner, I
Diners and
guess.
stuff.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
That's when you're desperately lonely.
Oh, I was at a diner today with my mom, and I was eavesdropping. I was dropping my eaves, as Andy likes to say, on these gentlemen behind us. Now, the stereotype is that women are catty, women are gossipy, women are this, women are that about each other. The way these 3 dudes behind me were ripping their coworkers apart and gossiping about their lives was fucking hilarious to me.
Really? Can you remember any
They had to
examples?
be construction workers, like foreman type dudes, talking about project managers and how stupid they are, and talking about this, that, and the other. And man, they were just going to town on this one dude in a bad way. And the other one dude was trying to be diplomatic, and the other guy's like, he's just a dumbass. And I just enjoyed that.
You know what that reminds me of is that road rage incident that happened last night that I was trapped in the middle of.
Oh, yeah.
When I left Amy's mom's place last night, I went to get myself a milkshake at Grader's. Andy, you should see some points
Oh, thank you.
coming your way. Every time I go to Grader's, I put points on your
You got to
account.
put points on Andy's
Grader's,
card.
if you don't know what it is it's basically an ice cream place.
I should give my number out to all listeners. If you go to Graders
Yeah.
and you don't have a car, give them my points.
They'll see this such crazy uptick in your numbers at Grader's, and you'll be investigated by Grader's police. So
the French pot police.
So I'm sitting in their
Is it the one down
drive-through line.
Is it the one down the street?
The one at the end of her street.
Okay.
This is in northern Kentucky.
In northern Kentucky. And I'm okay, now I'm stuck in this huge line because it's nice out, and it's like the first people really are like, it's ice cream weather. Yeah.
Well, that was your first mistake. If I see a huge line at a drive-through,
I'd be
I'm
like, fuck that.
Nope, I don't need it that bad.
I was like, FOMO. So I got in line, and then I'm trapped in line because that's how that works. And you're in this little parking lot, and I witnessed these guys. One of them is just like a middle-aged guy who looked like he worked as an accountant or an IT or something. He's like, oh, you are an asshole because, and then he starts to explain, he's like, it's like one way through here. And then he's talking to these younger kids, and And the other kid's like, no, it's not. It's not. I didn't see any arrows either. I don't know what was going on, but he kept going, you're the fucking asshole because, okay?
So when you say kids, how old are they, you think?
20s.
Okay.
Young
It's
guys.
right by NKU, Northern Kentucky University, so there's a lot of
probably
youngins.
college kids.
I love you're the fucking asshole because.
Yeah, and instead of just saying, you just came in hot. I get it. I've been mad like that too, but you look stupid when you do that stuff.
Here's the thing. Was it necessary for him to say that? Did it bother him in any way?
I don't know.
Or did he just see somebody come in?
I think somebody almost got hit.
Okay.
But given no one did, and it's a parking lot with like a 5-10 mile per hour speed limit, and people are abiding by it. So somebody made a mistake.
He's a fucking asshole because.
Yeah. Somebody made a mistake, so this guy's like, "You're a fucking asshole because."
Well, I like he gave excuses, so people know exactly what they did wrong.
Yeah.
Did he push up his glasses when he was done saying that?
I was scared he was going to erupt. Those are the kind of guys, like, I thought it was going to be like a Michael
Did you
Douglas
think it was
and falling down.
or something?
Yeah, I did. It was very Michael Douglas and falling down.
Was he wearing khakis?
He was wearing a short sleeve button up shirt.
Oh, no.
If that should tell you something.
With shorts?
I don't know. I didn't see his bottom
Unless
half.
it's a uniform shirt that you were forced to wear.
See, it can look good, though.
No, I have a lot of short sleeve button up shirts, but I don't tuck them in.
You can't tuck them in.
Yeah. This is a business type of
No
look I'm
tucking
talking
it
about.
in.
Dwight Schrute.
Yeah, how can you be mad during ice cream? You can't.
I know. I'm like, everyone here is here for ice cream right now, okay?
Anyway.
Can you chill the fuck out?
Maybe if somebody knocked the ice cream out of hand before I ate it, I'll be mad. But
Yeah.
otherwise, I'm a happy little camper with
Yeah.
ice cream.
I'm like, you are harsh in the mellow. There's no fucking way anybody in this line, if you have time to sit in a line like this for ice cream, you're in a good mood. Is all I'm saying. But it was a real contrast to what everybody else's experience was.
It's like that saying, be kind to everybody because you never know what somebody's going through.
Right.
I think the guy was having some stuff going on. Definitely.
But it also doesn't excuse him from being an asshole.
Right.
It's like, I'm sorry you're going through your shit, but do not take your shit out on me.
Right. It's hard not to be the guy. I was the guy cussing over a return to a Walmart recently.
I don't want to talk about these old man things.
It was an old man moment, and I was really ashamed of myself, and I apologized, and I pointed out what I did, and I was like,
You took
really sorry about
accountability, and that's
Yeah.
good.
that. And then I stole a new hose.
See, like, if somebody approaches me like that, I'm the one that thinks that I did something wrong because I'm just not good in situations. Like yesterday, on Saturday, we were driving home,
Oh, yeah.
and some guy almost hit us because they turned before there was. I had the right of way, and he turned, and then he looked out his window like, "Wow!"
Yeah.
Somebody go!
Is this the one lady I screamed at?
And then I was like, "Did I do something wrong?"
No.
Because it made me. Because he was so forceful and adamant that
He
I did
looked like
something wrong,
Pitbull.
That it questioned my ability.
We were in the car. You did nothing wrong. And in fact, that woman, there was a woman I was screaming at.
It was a dude.
It was a dude.
a dude?
It was two separate people that were awful
Oh,
drivers.
okay.
Mr. Worldwide
There was
was
somebody
driving.
I
But it
yelled
was
at
the dude that you
out the
yelled
window.
at.
Oh, okay. Because I'll fight a man.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying, I'm
I
very.
know you will. I'm worried one day you'll be killed. by
On
one
behalf
of
of my friend Andy, I will fight a dude.
I fold easily, so if you want
Yeah.
to pick on me, then go. Yeah, you pick the right person.
them. Yeah, nothing's worse than getting punched in the skull. Let me tell you.
I don't know. There's some worse things than that, I think.
I don't know, man. When you see stars from getting hit in the fucking head, that sucks.
What's
Getting
worse?
hit in the gut is almost as bad if somebody is really swinging on
Okay,
you.
what's worse? Seeing stars or when you see those little birds fly around your head?
That is exactly the same thing. It depends on how fucking stoned you are when you get clobbered.
So,
So lesson to kids at home, don't start shit.
don't start none, won't be none.
And don't feed the fire.
Yeah, just try to be the chill person in life.
And if you call someone an asshole, I guess the minimum courtesy you can do is explain why you did it. So I guess this guy was carbon neutral.
Well, maybe he's hoping they would correct their behavior in the future.
Maybe he's a professor at NKU, and he was like, you know what, this is another teaching opportunity.
I bet he got a plain vanilla scoop in a cup.
Yeah, he probably did.
Fuck that guy.
What if he's the parking professor? He teaches parking at Northern Kentucky University.
Can you major in that? Is that
He's like,
Well-
you kids are destroying my legacy.
There are many people in this fucking city that need to go to Parking University
Yeah.
ASAP, myself included. It's getting a little crooked, guys.
Well, the end of our street's
so
a
anyway.
fucking nightmare.
We're going to stop complaining about old man things. We're going to stop shaking our fists.
Yeah.
Going, wah, bah, 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 bah. We attended, is this the first ever, like, Cincy Pop, whatever this thing was called?
first and probably last?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they
Unless they grow it
it
next
was
year,
like a
I don't
swap
know.
meet is what it felt like.
It felt like a swap meet.
Which
It
I
was like
love.
just a vendor hall.
Yeah.
And it was just all pop culture stuff. So I didn't really know what to expect. It was $5. I was like, sure, why not?
I got great comics by Brian Williams.
Not that Brian
Different Brian Williams, The Harlem Shadow. I don't have them in front of me right now. I can't remember the name of the other one, but so far I've seen, the interior art. I haven't got a chance to sit down and really read them, but they're pretty badass.
I had a really nice conversation with him, and there was like a lot of handmade stuff and then just a lot of like shit. But I don't know, it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun for $5.
For $5. And it felt like a little the world's tiniest little horror hound because we ran into a couple of friends.
Best little horror hound in Texas.
Best little horror hound in Cincinnati. But after that, we went and stuffed our faces at the Asian Food Fest.
I feel like the thing is, I should have made choices of much smaller things. But I started with
time?
pot roast. I was like, oh, what's good on a warm, borderline hot day?
In the streets.
Pot roast.
In the streets.
It was a weird choice in hindsight. It was very filling.
Favorite thing you had, Andy?
Well, it wasn't mine, but your Hollow, the ice cream dessert.
Yeah.
That was really
That
good.
was really good. I think that was my favorite too.
This thing had gummies. It had beans. It had ice cream. What else? What am I missing? Cornflakes, ice,
and some condensed milk
and condensed milk.
and various bits and bobs.
It was like purple and
Yeah.
gorgeous.
It's really all kinds of colors.
Yeah.
It was real good.
Yeah.
But then there's weird little bits of jellied things in there. And sometimes it's awesome and sometimes it's like too much jellied stuff.
What was your favorite thing then?
That was my favorite thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But besides that, I'm a sucker for anything fried. I really like that crab rangoon egg roll. And the one that you got too that had the beef in it. I mean, anything wrapped and fried is so good, usually.
I had what was it? The almond pudding.
Oh shit, that was real good.
So freaking good.
I think I can make that at home. I think that was just
Yeah.
ground almonds.
I think you're
milk
going
and
to have
sugar.
to.
Yeah.
I don't know. Asian Food Fest. It's a good time here in Cincinnati. We're starting like festival season, which is big here, especially because of the Catholics. But it's time. We're gonna be eating a lot. We're gonna be tasting Cincinnati soon.
I love this time of year. I like this. One of my favorite times of year.
We're getting out of our homes.
Yeah.
And it goes to show that Midwest, there's a lot of culture
We got everything.
and different peoples.
Mm-hmm.
We're not just flyover country people.
No.
No, we can read and everything.
We got everything y'all got.
So,
we just say a little different.
We're more than cheese, Cincinnati chili.
Cincinnati chili. Sure we are. The last thing I want to say, patreon.com/NOTLP. I understand that maybe the bonus content that we usually put there has been a little random lately just because of my schedule. And I'm sorry, my mom has cancer. So you should feel bad for being mad at me. No, I'm kidding. You're allowed to feel bad and mad at me.
You're allowed to feel bad.
And mad at me. You have to feel bad before you can be mad at me, though.
So we have to do they have to check in with you how to feel before everything?
Yes, you're going to email me at amy@notlp.com.
Consider Amy your own personal mood ring.
Yeah.
Just like there, man.
Well, the truth of it is we're getting used to a whole new life.
Yeah, and a lot going on. So I will. The schedule should even out a little bit.
Yeah.
I
Hopefully.
think they're very understanding.
I think we have the world's most fine ass listeners.
Well, you fine.
Fine, you're beautiful inside and out.
Jason and I keep trying to line up on doing another Freddy versus Jason, which I love to do.
Yep, that's something else you would find at patreon.com/NOTLP.
And we released some of them on this feed as well.
we ran into
Yeah.
Jason of all people
Yeah.
at Asian Food Fest.
Yeah. Speak of the devil.
It was like a little mini
Oh, he and Dawn
family
had
reunion.
this. They had their down to a science what they were doing.
They come every year. They get there early, right when it opens, because it was fucking crowded, and they were leaving when we were getting there.
I feel like they know they
They
look
rope
at the
drop.
They look at the menu before and know exactly where to go.
They have Tupperware with them to fill.
Yes, and they had saved for last the soup they love because they get it steaming fucking hot, and then by the time they get home, I guess it's time to eat it.
That's my big regret.
Some hot soup on a hot day.
I like hot soup on a hot day,
to me.
as long as it's a broth. I don't think I could do a chowder on. No, I've had corn chowder on a very hot day.
Oh, good.
And it was quite good.
No stews. Well, stews aren't soup, are they?
Well, technically,
We're not.
What about chilies?
We're not. We've had this on air 85 times, guys.
Well, it's because we don't have answers, Amy. So
I know.
We're going to keep asking.
I'm not going to relitigate the soup, stew, chowder conversation.
Have to come up with the definitive answers, and that will be it. So I asked my friend Andy here and my friend Freddy here.
Yeah.
Because we have all seen the latest season of True Detective. I understand I'm months late on this, guys. But
that's good. It
none
gave
of
everybody
us
time to see it.
Knows what the fuck really happened at the end.
Just go to Reddit.
Okay, I'll go to
have
Reddit.
answers to everything.
Why do you gotta do that?
Yeah, it did. It was a little ambiguous. It was also a lot goofier overall
Yeah.
as a season than I expected.
I watched Jodie
really
Foster
enjoyed it.
deliver like really like silly lines
Yeah.
like so well, and I was like, oh, she's having fun.
Yeah, she was hamming it up, man. I just throwing it at like every fucking line was so over the top.
I would say overall, I really liked it, but what? You know, there's a little bit of right?
Yeah.
A little bit. Why'd she do that?
want-
But she's doing another season, right? Issa Lopez,
Yeah, I believe so.
Is that the same director?
and
Oh,
writer.
So she's doing 2 seasons?
Oh my!
That's interesting.
Well, they let the other guy do do so well.
he
did it?
did 2 seasons?
I
He
thought
was
so,
the
right?
writer of it.
Yeah.
I thought they switched directors every
Pizzolatto, was that his
season.
name?
Yeah, he was not pleased with this season, but I think he was a little butthurt.
Oh, it was great. I like with something like this, if you're going like this dramatically kind of violent, pretty violent, but more just unsettling. If you're going to do that, like if you go cartoonish enough, it makes it so much better.
Mm-hmm.
Like the posing of, it's not the spoiler to say that they find frozen bodies, and the way they present that scene is like really well done. It's beautiful.
I felt like what a job it would be to be that person sculpting, molding, painting
Right.
this man's scrotum to be used on the screen. You know what I mean?
Is this the screen use scrotum? And it's signed?
Because
Is
it had to be like a
authenticated?
models of fake
Yeah.
sculptures.
I don't
right?
know. It's killer though.
Otherwise, other than not knowing what happened, good time.
It felt like a little bit. It was so
Great setting.
It felt
You're
like a little
just-
bit of a parody of itself too.
Oh, yeah.
at
I
times.
liked that it felt lighter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because the first season was perfect. Second season, I couldn't finish because it felt so like, Jesus Christ, lighten up a little bit.
Yeah,
that was a while
I'm the
ago.
same way.
I couldn't finish it because it was just so.
And I never
like,
tried the
dreary and
Yeah.
ugh.
I heard the third was really good.
All right.
Well,
well,
haven't seen it.
The second one was so like bad, not bad, but it
I think
wasn't
you can
for
say
me that I didn't watch the third season because
Right.
I was like, I'm not gonna do this again.
you lost
Sure.
me.
That makes sense.
So, like, I finished a series, so now I'm ready to start something new.
Mm-hmm.
What are we gonna do?
Well, I heard what's that one on Netflix right now, the reindeer
Baby
Oh,
or
reindeer?
something.
Amy's mom is watching that.
I just hear a lot of buzz about that.
Is it sad?
It's about a stalker.
Oh yeah.
And it's like a almost comedic, I guess. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, so it's like a dark comedy.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I've enjoyed is Franklin. I'll be frank.
We've already talked about that.
Yeah. Man.
Neither one of those
very good.
are grabbing me in my booty.
Maybe booty hole's broken.
Oh,
Fallout?
Oh,
that
we
seems
should
fun.
check out Fallout. I've heard it's great.
Yeah, maybe we do that next.
I finally finished season 2 of The Bear, and I'm out.
Oh God, I love.
You're done?
You won't watch. You're out.
It's just not me.
Oh God, I love that show. God, I just miss those characters so deeply.
Again, it's like another thing. It's like lighten up.
It felt real. It does. It lightens up.
It did.
It frequently shows you both sides of it.
I think that's part of the problem with me. It felt a little too real.
Oh yeah, it was too real. I love it. I love those characters are so just real. I don't like a lot of TV, but that show is really excellent.
But it's okay for like if it's not for you, then I'm gonna no, I'm not gonna watch season 3.
I don't blame you if it's too intense.
A lot of TV out there you could be watching.
We have shit queued up. Other stuff too that we were like, we have For All Mankind.
Everybody's oh gosh, yeah, I got a season of that I still need to watch.
You gotta do that.
Oh,
what are you gonna do?
I feel so tired. Anybody else?
Send help. There's that new Taskmaster. You should have a TaskRabbit where someone watches TV for you.
But I want to watch. I want them to do the shit so I can watch TV.
And then they come back and give you a summary, or instead of just going and reading it on Wikipedia.
If you're not already, watch Conan O'Brien Must Go.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I love him.
You said it's a travel show, you said?
Yeah. I love him.
Yeah.
That's all.
He's a special dude.
Special man. And he makes me laugh.
Yeah.
I
Makes the
love him.
world a better place somehow.
I love him. All right.
Even though he's just being a smartass.
I mean, really. He's just being a rude smartass, but he does it so sweetly. It's a skill.
Yeah. A gift. It's a gift from little baby Jesus is what it is.
Oh, my. Anything else before we move along? Anything else bubbling up in your guts that you want to burp up on the mic?
The usual from me. Go listen to my music.
Oh, yes. Live on TV.
I'm terrible at promoting my shit. So if you like it or if you just care about me as a person, please help me spread the word about my 2 EPs, Familiar and Live on TV.
They are out on all the streaming platforms. FREDDYMORRIS.
But you gotta do like what Taylor Swift does and put a million different variants out there. Like, oh, this one has a B-side that's now available on the other one.
Where does she find the time to handcraft each and every one of these albums? I'll never know.
All right, gang. Well, go check out my album. It's called I'm Tired. Why am I always so tired?
Oh, you want to record that for real? That'd be
in
a pretty fun
parentheses,
single.
Snore, comma. Is there any weed in the house?
Yeah.
Period.
Well, there's your problem. That's a long title.
I know.
Yeah, it's a long title.
Nobody wants to read that. All right.
It's hard to market.
We can just give you a beat like, but I'm so tired. You gotta say it like you have a European accent.
I want to do this now.
Oh, I love it.
I'm so tired.
I love Unts music.
Yeah, boots and pants.
All right, you children, you ready to get sexy?
Oh yeah, and then we'll bring you some nice young adult fiction.
Freddy.
Young adult friction.
Ew.
That is nasty!
You're staring at me.
Never say young adult ever again.
It says adult.
That's true. There is adult in the. Anyway, hi, Andy.
Hi. So we just came off of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Yes.
So I thought it'd be fun, since we have an extra week, to do a porn parody of that.
Housewives?
Yes, it's called The Real Housewives of San Fernando Valley.
Oh, okay.
XXX. I assume that's San Fernando. That's the big porn valley.
Yeah, I was gonna say they already make
Big
porn
Porn
there.
Valley?
That's like where everybody films their stuff and distributes stuff, right?
It's like clockwork that also farts.
Yeah.
Damn.
You it's like you can mark the. I think she marks the segments.
Oh, sweetie. She's participating.
She's participating.
Are they tired of hearing us complain about farts?
I would be.
Yeah.
But it's hard not to talk about it because they're so pungent.
No,
and-
like describe it. I want 3
No, you
descriptive words.
don't. It's too much like food.
Like seriously, this time it was like one of those farts you kind of like feel in your mouth.
This had mouthfeel.
You taste this. That's called tasting a fart.
Like it's like you can almost reach out and touch it. That's how like heavy and
it's bad. It's pretty bad when you hit the
dense
bong just to cover the
it was.
smell
It
of a
has
dog
changed
fart.
from gas to solid, is what you're trying to tell me. And that is upsetting.
like the room got a little browner.
All right, Andy.
and it's already pretty brown in here.
Anyway. So I used to do these more often, but then,
Yeah. It's fine.
Yeah.
Whenever the mood strikes.
It's still fun, right? To talk
I
about
enjoy it.
His balls dried up.
Because I feel like if we first started doing it, it was the porn parodies weren't as big of a thing as they became eventually.
They've gone mainstream, man.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter because I still find it hilarious.
Like I'm just saying, like it's the vista of porn has changed.
Yeah.
Since 18 years.
I'll
Like,
tell you, man.
Yeah.
I'm old school. I'm even a fan of the Nurses of the 407-7th. A MASH parody. That's how I go back.
But I just want like since we haven't done these in a while, and like some people might not be familiar with it.
Yes.
I feel like I always approach it in like a respectful way. I don't make fun of the people
No.
participating. I don't make fun of bodies or anything
It's
like
mostly about how the plot works
Yes.
with what it's parodying.
This
Yeah.
ain't Birth of the Nation.
that.
No.
Yikes.
That's old school.
So
But it's very historical, so
Very.
it does have a place in cinematic history.
True.
So I just want to say, like, we're not like here, look, they're naked.
oh my god, he touched her pooper. No.
Right.
Like these are never like that.
I mean,
more about how,
sometimes I might get
It's the absurdity of trying to put a plot into porn.
yes.
and also trying to cleave to the source material.
Yeah,
And sometimes it seems genuine.
I like to see how they insert porn into
How they
a
insert.
plot. That was
Amy, you're doing
unintentional.
exactly what Andy said we wouldn't do.
Yeah. But, and also, I like to see how
Penis.
these porn actors act because
Yeah.
a lot of times there's a storyline and a plot, so they have to not just have sex on screen; they have to convey
Right.
a story.
Gravitas.
Yes, and have to say this is one of the better ones I've seen.
Oh really?
Like I'm not familiar with like the Housewives, but I know like the beats,
Sure.
like the talking heads,
Yeah.
and the drama that's forced.
Yeah.
And I feel they did very well with putting the porn in this because it felt
Nice.
organic in a way.
Well,
Oh, orgasmically organic.
Yeah.
that kind of makes sense to me.
But I also like how they did their own thing because a lot of times in porn parodies they have things to go off of
right.
and characters to riff off. But like since they're making their own version of the Housewives that don't exist, they're not like doing a parody of Bethany or
Right.
they're a parody of Lisa Rinna or Nene or whatever. They're their own characters, but they fit like a
The
stereotype.
Your archetypes.
Yes.
Your housewife archetype.
Do they do the turnaround, the opening credit turnaround
No,
thing?
they didn't do that. I wish they did, where they have like their catchphrase.
and their icon. They all have these.
It would all be dildos.
This has become very
Vibrators.
like, it's like the Freemasons to me.
Yeah, sure.
The
Same thing.
The symbols and stuff of them with like holding a peach and turning around. I got a peach.
Because it's in Georgia.
I
It's
got an
not
apple.
Freemasonry.
It's the same idea.
Yeah, I feel like like I wish they did that because I feel it would have been very easy to do.
Right.
Them turning to the screen with the dodo and saying
Right.
their little bitchy line.
Yeah.
Okay. So that out the way, that's the missed opportunity. But everything else was like spot on. Like between the chaotic filming where it's almost
Oh,
somebody's in
yeah.
the room, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes.
And the talking heads and
This is not my beautiful house.
so it starts off. There's the main three housewives.
Okay.
I don't know their names. I'm sorry, I didn't pay that much attention.
All right.
But I like how they conveyed that they're kind of being thrown into the situation. They're not really friends.
I like how, see, the thing that they do in Housewives is that after the initial, like, group has started it. Every subsequent person that comes on is always like, hey, I want to introduce you to my friends. I think you're going to love them. You'll have so much in common with them.
And they're my really, really real friend.
But what has happened is an extensive casting process that has already happened.
Yeah.
Auditioning and casting and all that stuff. But then they bring them on the show and go, this is my friend.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Because for me, it's just confusing to think that people would actually hang out with people they hate.
Right. But they do it for money.
Yeah, exactly.
But also it's an art. Like, I'm learning that, like, it has lived long enough. Like, you get the Real World and all that stuff establishing this reality show thing. But it's been long enough that everyone knows what it is.
Yeah.
So now it's really it is freaking artisanally crafted because everybody knows exactly how it works.
Well, and they talk about it now too. Even on the show, they'll talk about the show.
Yeah.
They used to not do that.
It's like a good
Now they do
reality producer. That's somebody who has got an actual real talent.
But there's a later scene in this that kind of breaks the fourth wall and talks about how they're doing these things. These like shady backhanded things. Okay.
This is a fucking fan right here.
So it starts off with, like, we got the three main housewives. They all look alike, which is kind of fits in with the Housewives franchise. I couldn't tell these bitches apart on the show or this porn. They have the same look about them, the long hair that's parted down the middle. It's just like the LA look where they're like plumped and Botox and everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, and like
expressionless.
Yeah. So we got these three housewives. One of them, I guess, nobody. The thing is, like, there's no main character, which is nice. Everybody got their own little time in the sun.
Well, that's kind of how the Housewives works.
Yeah. So we have, I did know what Julie Ann. It starts off her husband, who's in construction, which is a very housewife.
Are we doing Jersey here? Yeah. Okay, go on.
But they're San Fernando Valley now.
I know, but are they riffing on the Jersey?
I think so. I think they're kind of like melding all the little tropes from all the franchises.
Fan service.
Yeah. And he seems kind of shady, like
that most, it's definitely the Jersey girls.
Stereotypical construction businesses are.
Yep.
There's like this subplot with like the Russian mob and stuff like that.
Is he real? Is it like a dude with real dark hair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got the
does he wear like
the Ed Hardy
gold
type
chains?
shirts and stuff like that.
God.
And like the greased hair.
Yeah.
So they're having money troubles because he owns a construction business and it's like nobody's building houses anymore. So Julie has a great bright idea to rent out their beautiful home to shoot porn in.
This is not my beautiful home.
No.
So she's a girl boss. She's getting things
Good
done.
for her.
So the first scene, it's my notes are so bad. I'm sorry. It's hard to write and watch porn at the same time.
And jerk off at the same time.
I don't jerk.
I know. I'm kidding.
He's a scientist, Amy.
But I will say, I know that I don't talk about bodies and stuff like that. I don't like judge bodies, but I will say I've noticed that in straight porn, all the guys have big old dicks.
They do. They do.
Is that not as true in gay porn?
I mean,
it's a little bit more of a range.
Yeah.
Nice. Good for the gays
But
being more inclusive.
For most of these guys, they have monsters down there.
It's because guys want to have a big dick.
Yeah, it's not for women.
It's a fantasy.
It's not for anybody.
I promise you, it's not for women.
It's a Paul Bunyan thing.
So the first scene, where am I at? Let's see. The main girl, Julie and her husband, they have a son, and it turns out they're filming a porn there because they rented out the house, and their son comes home, and he discovers that one of the actresses is his girlfriend.
Oh shit!
Twist.
And he comes, it's like, I can't believe you're a porn star. And the director's like, I wouldn't say star yet. She's got a long way to go.
Double whammo.
So that's what I liked about this. They had jokes and a script. And
I like it.
It was entertaining. And this is like one of the little lines that just tickled me. And then she runs off because like she's like, oh no, wait. It's like, I'm sorry, like that. And the director's like, it's fine. Like, it's cheaper to have only one broad in the scene anyway.
Oh,
So and
saving a few bucks over there.
Broad.
and then like the first sex scene is in the stereotypical like pizza delivery man.
Oh yeah.
But we're watching the porn that they're filming, so it's kind of breaking a fourth wall type thing.
Yeah.
That's a fun little angle.
Do you ever think about pizza delivery now versus in the heyday of pornography? And how the dude, it was always the dude, like a lanky dude. And now, if you made that and updated that, you'd get all cross section of humanity.
You have like DoorDash and Uber Eats porn now.
Got a lot of older, elderly, you would say retired age man delivering pizza.
It's true. So it'd be a way different kind of movie.
Very different. It'd be a little bit more of a, lemon party is what I was going to say.
Yeah, lemon
older
party.
people have desires.
I know. Hey, I'm
Naughty
44.
girls need love too.
Okay, so that scene ends. And then there's talking heads in between to kind of set up the next scene.
Okay.
The next scene happens. Julie is consoling her friend. I think her name is Diamond.
Okay.
It's not important.
It doesn't.
If you got it right, Andy, you're okay.
Blonde 1 is consoling Blonde 2.
Yeah, that's about right.
Blonde 2 suspects her husband is having an affair, and turns out he is. He turns to the camera. Like, it turns out it's like I actually am having an affair.
What a son of a bee!
Just to turn and looks.
Yeah.
Is it a cut? Do they cut to his talking head? They cut to the
talking head.
That's funny.
Yeah,
that is funny.
And then we just see him having an affair. With the third housewife, Blonde 3.
Oh shit!
Oh,
okay.
From the smell in the room, Elsa thinks we're running out of time.
Oh my god!
Do you guys get it yet?
I do. She's running the segment.
She's trying to mark a segment, and we're not ready.
She's just
you weirdo.
She's the worst. I love her.
So, Blonde 3 is having sex with Blonde 2's husband.
Okay.
And before they start having sex, like they're like, I can't believe we're doing this. Like, eventually they're gonna see what we're gonna do when this episode airs.
Yeah.
So again, it's kind of breaking the fourth wall, and it also like it's kind of a indictment on the housewives in reality TV in general. Like, you know that you're doing bad things on camera, but you're still doing them. You know what I mean?
It's not an indictment on anything.
You went in serious places.
No, I'm just saying.
No,
like, they're knowingly this porn is saying like, wait a minute, we're doing this even though you know that there's cameras on us.
Right.
And it's going to be exposed eventually.
People don't care.
Yeah.
But that's where it comes back to like the producer thing. I think, like I was saying earlier, like a clever reality producer can convince somebody. They're like, hey, your relationship's already falling apart. Let's work together. That sort of thing. And sometimes you're just getting like a storyteller with the tools they were given.
I mean,
but again, they also have the choice of not doing these bad things.
Right. Yeah.
So I like how that this parody knows what they're parodying.
Yes. It feels like somebody who knows the source material very well.
Could you feel like that would actually kind of be fun though if you're breaking up with somebody anyway and you're like, oh, we just don't get along anymore. No,
Cruel.
But no, I mean if the producer's like, you guys, the last thing you get to do together is play this game on TV where you hate each other and really you get along still, but they're like, you're gonna burn down her entire rose bush, and then it's one she likes. She's
not the one she
really
likes.
Pissed off, and that's going to be the seasonal arc. She's going to take it to smoke. Claims court.
Okay, so Blonde 3 is having sex with Blonde 2's husband. That scene ends, and then Blonde 2, whose husband is cheating on her, gets revenge on Blonde 1 because Blonde 1 took Blonde 2's husband's side in the fight.
Oh, God.
When Blonde 2 was confronting her husband, like, it's like, you're having an affair. And he's like, no, I'm not. And Blonde 1 was like, taking his side.
Oh, no.
Classic Blonde 1
this
behavior.
Is the petty nonsense shit they get mad at each other about.
So to get back at Blonde 1, Blonde 2 has sex with Blonde 1's son.
classic blonde.
Whoa!
And actually, they gave the blonde one son like a character. He's this young college kid, and he's like this stereotypical social justice warrior.
Oh yeah.
They didn't do too much with that, but they actually.
I was waiting
No
for
way,
more.
really?
You set that up, and then you sounded surprised by
No,
your own
but-
your own
But
description
the
of
fact,
it.
like, they actually gave him like a little bit of a character that was still like a surprise,
Yeah.
even though it wasn't necessary. You know
So
what I
he
mean?
just basically he says he's like, I am a social justice warrior, and that's the last of it.
No, it's
Yeah.
like he doesn't say that per se, but he just
Yeah.
says like what he's studying in college and
Yeah.
all
He's
these,
like women
He's
study
been
and stuff like that.
radicalized
Yeah.
in college. Yeah.
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 Yeah. So it's just interesting that they actually gave him
Yeah.
story.
Like a personality.
Yeah, that's fun.
Well, like Blonde 2's reasoning is like, oh, he's upset because he found out his girlfriend's a porn star.
Yeah.
And so like he's in a vulnerable place now, so I'm gonna take advantage of it. So
I mean, did it look like he was having fun?
yeah.
Well, then there you go.
And like bad casting because he looks the same age as everybody else.
Oh.
But then again, I'm not trying to like really pick up the
Well-
hairs, but I just noted like you're not looking for realism
Yeah.
before, but
You're just
noticed
hoping
that.
everything's legal.
Yeah.
What were we just rewatching last night? Something Rock and Roll High School?
Oh yeah, Rock and Roll High School, and you're talking about PJ Souls.
Just the whole lot of ladies playing teens. Hey, now.
It's hilarious to look at PJ Souls' career and how long she was playing teenagers is
Hey,
amazing.
put pigtails and a hat on somebody.
Yeah.
That's instant teenager.
I guess.
Have you seen Rock and Roll High School?
It's been years and years.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it
But
forever.
we also grew up with Stockard Channing being a teenager.
True.
Stockard Channing
And
And
Andrea
Kenickie and
on
John Travolta.
90210.
Yeah.
Rizzo, Andrea. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. 40s
Who's Andrea?
from 90210.
Okay. Oh yeah,
30.
Gabrielle
Or
Carteris.
She looked like she was in her 30s minimum.
But then again, people looked older back then.
Yeah, and that's true of her because she wasn't as old as you
Seriously,
thought she was.
go through our high school senior yearbook. There's some adults. There's some parents. We have parents in our grade.
Oh my
And
god!
not just pregnant
I
seniors,
saw
okay?
a hilarious AI generated yearbook page. It was an entire page of faces and names. And the names like Twiff and stuff, you know, because AI is struggling to make this thing.
Twiff.
It was they showed it on After Midnight.
Oh, I forgot to say, like when Blonde 2 is seducing Blonde 1's son, they have like kind of a Mrs. Robinson type thing.
Goo-goo-goo-goo-joob. Is that what
Where-
they say?
Cuckoo-choo.
Goo-goo-goo-joob, Mrs. Robinson. That's who's the walrus here?
Oh,
I don't even
it turns out
understand
like
anymore.
it was a funny line because Blonde 2, I remember her name is Mrs. Cox. And she's like, do you know why my name's Mrs. Cox? And he's like, it's because you marry Mr. Cox. And it's like,
that's awesome.
and she's like, it's also because I love Cox.
That's hilarious.
Then your name would be Mrs. Lefcox.
Yes.
Stupid.
I thought that was cute.
That is adorable.
Yeah.
So
I hate it when porn gives up
Yeah.
on joke logic, where we're like an older porn on a day when they're not giving their best. They would have played out. You know,
I
I'm
have
called
to say-
Mrs. Cox because I love Cox. You never would have gotten that little joke in the middle.
I have to say, all the actors and actresses, they delivered their lines very well.
Oh, good.
Mouths open, words came out.
It wasn't like this flat delivery. They had like
Yeah.
intonation and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Aw.
So
Andy,
I was
you always
really
find the best
impressed.
porn.
I was really impressed by their acting, actually. So Blonde 2, Mrs. Cox and Blonde 1's son have sex. And then there's more talking heads where Blonde 1 is like, the son's Facebook status changed from single to fucking Mrs. Cox.
Oh, I don't think you can do that.
Again, jokes.
Mrs. Cox.
So to get back at Blonde 2, Blonde 1 has sex with Blonde 2's son.
Oh, my God.
This has jokes like that Golden Girls
Yeah.
porn parody had jokes.
Are we going to... I think there's a new season of MILF Manor happening.
Oh,
you
do you
guys
know
in?
do you know who's
Was
in
that
that?
the reality show?
Yes, it's somebody,
Lisa
right?
Wilcox. She's She was in A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
4 and 5.
Yeah, I remember her.
Yes.
Yeah,
She's on MILF Manor.
Huh.
There's a new season. You guys want to watch?
Oh, yeah. Did she come to Whorehound? I can't remember.
she
she did, right?
Yeah.
Thought
Because
so.
as far as I know, on MILF Manor, the MILFs can try to fuck the other MILF sons because they're there.
You're like, but a MILF tries to fuck another MILF. That's a no-go.
Well, I mean, I don't think.
They have rules.
I don't think they'll say
What if two of
no.
the sons fuck each other?
Oh boy, that's not what they wanted. I'll tell you that. But man, they'd air it.
We are this close to having hardcore pornography on broadcast television.
Yeah.
So, like, blonde one she told her husband about the Facebook status.
Yeah.
And he was like, good for him. She's got great tits.
Oh, sir.
Wah!
So, blonde one has sex with blonde two's son to
Yeah.
get revenge. And the whole time, blonde, the shady dad who has a construction business.
Yeah.
I played Shady Dad in Real Housewives of El Segundo. What's this called again?
San Fernando
San
Valley.
Fernando Valley.
So he was smitten with his son's girlfriend.
Oh, the porn star.
Yeah, because
Okay.
he was like, when I found out she was a porn star, I Googled her, and then I Googled myself. I guess that's a euphemism.
They
For,
Yeah, I
Googled himself.
guess.
Yeah.
That's you guess
It's
that's a
gonna
euphemism?
it's gonna
I guess
take
so,
some
but
Yeah.
it was an
extra
attempt at
special
humor, but it
delivery.
didn't.
Sometimes they're
It
like,
wasn't
you
the
know
best
what
line.
you're watching. You know what you're watching. I'm going to give you the joke you deserve, you filthy animal.
Well,
That's what the guy's thinking.
Yeah.
And then you get the joke that's a little
Yeah.
not so good.
But he convinces his son's girlfriend to have sex with him because he's like, he tells him like the money problems and he needs to have sex with her to solve his money problems.
Makes sense.
And she was like, how is that going to work out? And he's like, I'll tell you after. Which I like how they did. They
He
didn't try-
clickbaited her in
Yeah.
real life.
They didn't try to make this elaborate story
No.
while they're having sex. They
Yeah.
just got a line to get to it. You know.
Clickbaited.
Freddie Morris.
Probably more appropriate in this scenario, I guess.
I'm so
Yeah.
proud right now.
So the dad has sex with his son's girlfriend,
Okay.
and then they're going at it, and the son walks in after everything happens.
To the mess.
Yeah, the mess. Well, put a pin in that because that's kind of is a little thing I had to write down because it was interesting.
Okay.
So like the mess happens, and the son walks in, and then they're like, "Hey, what's going on?" And the dad was like, "It's not what you think it is." And it's like, "Wait a minute, hold on, it is exactly what you think it is." And then that sounds like, "I wonder what's going to happen next." And it's like, "You'll find out if we make another series." And then he looks at the camera and with a thumbs up. And the dad gives a thumbs up to the screen. And,
Oh, they're getting along
Oh,
again.
good.
and then the girlfriend gives a thumbs up too. But when she has the must on her face the
I
whole
see.
time.
Oh my
So
God.
she has to act through that.
Right.
Good
yeah.
for her.
Like Lon Chaney Jr.
Yeah.
Do you know what occurred to
Boris
me?
Karloff.
Not only is it our 18th anniversary,
Yeah, happy anniversary, guys.
but we're doing some 18 plus content.
That's true. And young adult novels are like 18-ish.
No, that's not young adult, honey. That's a kid's book.
This is
chapter.
for children. You guys are real
All right.
pigs then.
18 and 19 are still
Real
young
pigs.
adult.
I think I don't know. And there you go. Andy, where were we?
Oh, no, they didn't give thumbs. They said, like, if there's another season, they did fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Shoo.
Each other's fingers?
Yeah.
That's dirty.
But I like the fourth wall breaking again.
Yeah.
Where they look at the screen, hope there's another season.
Mm-hmm. Crossing each other's
So
fingers.
I had to say the Real Housewives of San Fernando Valley, XXX, they had to put that because otherwise, how would we know?
Your children could watch that.
That's a parody.
Your children could watch it.
But I have to say, really good job to the makers of this porn.
Well
I was
done.
entertained.
Oh, so yes. Because, I mean, I understand how hard it is to create an entertaining porn, entertaining beyond the sexual activity.
It's because I like it when they put effort into something. Yes, like this.
It shows.
A lot
it's
of
good.
times, these porn parodies, they clearly just went to IMDb and like read highlights and like, let's put this scene in. Let's put this scene in.
Some nights you want to just relax into the whole experience. You're like, I'm going to devote 2 hours and let's see, take me away to magic, the magic of movies. You know?
Well, speaking of 2 hours,
same shit.
Another thing about these porn parodies,
jerking off feels good in a place like this.
It's like a 4D seat that you guys pay for. You have that at home for free. Yeah. If you have the internet and lotion.
All these porn parodies, I have to say, you get your money's worth because there's a lot of scenes, and this was 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Wow.
So you get a lot for your a lot of bang for your buck.
And that should be their slogan.
Bang bucking?
Bang bucks.
Bang bucks. How? Bang bucks.
It's not doing well against the dollar.
The bang bucks are in the news today.
Thank you, Andy. That's, you know what? It's we're giggly and silly, but it's fun.
Yeah.
And I thought
that we're respectful.
I thought there would be more like moments where I'd have to explain housewife shit to you, but you get it. They're just
makes sense.
Blonde bitches doing blonde bitch shit. But I mean, they're not all blondes, but you get my drift.
They've dialed that shit in. It's a science.
And they got me. They got
anybody with eyes walking by the TV.
They got you, Freddy.
They'll get anyone.
They'll get you, Andy.
They'll get you sooner or later.
Turn around, listener. There's a fucking housewife right behind you.
Just when you thought it was
safe. It's Kenya Moore hair care.
To channel surf.
It's not. Okay. Well, thanks. We're going to move on to the next thing.
It's a complete 180.
It's going to be much more wholesome if we can.
It'll be more similar than you could possibly imagine.
Shut up.
You know it. You know it's possible.
Legend has it that it was written by the Dark One, Necronomicon Ex Mortis.
Everybody talks like that.
They do not. What do you think I say when I go to the feed store in town? Oh, now, Wally, give me a bag of that effing pig feed and 10 pounds that bitchly cow corn.
You are what I wrote. Like this town. It wasn't here before I wrote it. And neither were you.
And we're gonna make a new rule. Whenever I'm in here, and you hear me typing. Whether you don't hear me typing.
I forgot how long this was.
Me too.
In here, that means
hey, so how was your day?
Pretty good day. No, I mean, considering my back hurts a little.
Yeah, my back hurts. I got some work done today. How about you? Did you get out and enjoy that weather?
It just keeps going.
Yeah, it does.
Freddie, we're going to have to...
We should make a new one of these that's much briefer.
We should, yeah.
Okay, I understand.
Or we could go ahead and include every book
later on with a couple of
that was ever written.
Let's just
Maybe
talk
you'll
over
let me
it.
read something then.
Let's just play the book on tape and review it over the book on tape.
Can we?
Yeah, I'm just like, we're going to have some fucking poo corner creeping in there.
So, the other week, we went to go see Late Night with the Devil with Andy, and we were going to meet you there. And we were like, let's find somewhere to stop and get some candy on the way.
I love the story of getting this book.
And we were coming up Kemper, like you do. And there's was it Family Dollar or Dollar Store or Dollar Tree? Is one of those.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, they'll have candy. We'll just go in there.
But even better than candy.
We found a book.
What a thin little book.
I know.
We sound like we're talking about the Bible.
No, seriously, it looks like a pamphlet that the church hands out.
Oh, this is a
little thicker than that.
It's thin, and it's got nice large print. And
it's for kids. It's a chapter book. I would say this is probably for like 8 to 11.
It's pretty sophisticated
12.
for that age.
Well, it is kind of creepy. Okay, so the series is called Creepers, and the author is Edward J. Hyde, and or Edgar J. Hyde. I am so sorry.
Do you think that's a pen name?
And what we saw, you know how they have the little book section, like kid book section. What we saw is I saw all these books, and I could tell that they were supposed to be spooky. So I stopped, and I looked, and I decided to get this one called The Scarecrow. And there's a bunch of other ones that are named other things. And they're all on my Hoopla, so I'm gonna read them.
And did this cost $1 from the Dollar Tree?
$1.25.
Yeah,
is.
$1 means $1.25.
Yeah, I know.
now.
I know that tax is involved. So
Yeah. So I picked up The Scarecrow because I thought it was the spookiest looking one, and I really liked the art inside. So, author Edgar J. Hyde, the artiste is a lady named Chloe Tyler, and the illustrations, there's just a handful that are interspersed throughout. They give me like scary stories to tell in the dark because they're black and white, and they look very like pencil drawn.
A little more. It's kind of more updated look, but it's very similar.
It's very cool.
But it's also got kind of a 90s look a little bit to it, the art.
Yeah.
I mean,
I am always on the lookout for something that looks interesting. So if it's for kids, I don't give a shit. Let me just try it out. I mean, I was a kid once. I can still access that part of me when I need to enjoy something.
I've been reading it all day.
The story is about a little boy who's new in town. His family just bought this farm. And,
The farm.
it's a
sad.
bigger farm than they're used to. Okay.
ooh, they did.
They did. And so dad's working a lot, and the kid's like, I just never see my dad. He's always working, blah, blah, blah. And there's a creepy scarecrow, and then people are found with their tongues cut out in town and on the farm.
Kind of intense for a kid's book.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Like, people are straight up murdered in this.
Yeah. And it's actually...
It's adorable.
It's adorable. It's a good book. I mean, I feel like...
It's a well-told story that you would
very
tell
well-told
around the
story.
campfire.
Yeah.
It's more fleshed out campfire tale.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's done for kids, but like it is a little like gnarly in spots.
It doesn't talk down to the reader in the way I don't know that the intended audience for this was children.
Well, I'll tell you, there are reviews
originally
in the front of the book, and this is what sold me on it when I picked it up at the Dollar Tree, and I opened it up to see like what it was about. It has a whole page of reviews from kids aged 10, 12, 13. And like they're enthusiastic reviews, and that is so cute.
Like, read one of them.
Okay. This is what Owen H., 10 years old, said. These books are good stories that you will want to read. Not too creepy, but scary enough.
That's adorable. I love that too. And when you said that, I fell in love with the book even before I read it. And reading it, I think it's sometimes when they take these kinds of stories that were not necessarily originally written as children or young adult stories, and they strip out all the unnecessary crap that will bore you anyway,
and make the main character a young child the same age,
age them down or whatever. Yeah, like that's a common tactic. That this has the feeling of that. It feels like it was almost originally maybe more sophisticated than it is. Like I feel like it was dumbed down.
I don't know shit about shit
for this genre,
but that I enjoyed it
in a good way.
And it's spooky scarecrow. Scarecrows are scary.
Yeah, it's very scary.
Yeah, the cover kind of reminds me because Scary Stories had a Scarecrow story too.
Yeah,
it's Harold, I think that's his name.
Harold, yeah. Remember in the movie the kid abused Harold.
So I assume in the story the Scarecrow was the one cutting out tongues.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and spoil it because it is a child's book, and you'll read it to your kid or give it to your kid to read. But like,
she's saying she's spoiling it for me, is what she's telling me right now.
Do you want me to? I
As
won't.
an adult man, no, it's okay.
Cover your ears.
I don't care. All right. You can spoil it.
Yeah, the Scarecrow is a supernatural force. It is being animated via a supernatural force to protect. But protect can mean to hurt. To protect.
Oh, I see.
So he's going after all these
so you haven't really
kids bullies and stuff.
Anything that threatens the farm.
Oh.
It was actually really interesting because there's a scene, I'm sorry, honey, but I just love this concept of like the kids looking at the Scarecrow because he's like, something's up.
Yeah.
And there's like a incantation of sorts, sort of like a poem carved on it. Its head,
cool.
Its wooden head.
Kind of like a golem kind of thing. Yeah.
And I'm not, I think I like the Scarecrow angle. That's what gets me because I think scarecrows are super fucking creepy.
Well, also you associate them with Halloween so much.
Yes.
And harvest time and all that.
Or anything that looks human-like, even but distorted.
Yeah, like a snowman is never scary to me.
Because they're round.
They're little round babies.
You know, even though, you know, you can have
round is not a scary shape.
No.
It's not going to scare a bird off.
It's the safest shape because it's the softest shape. It has no edges by definition. Give him a carrot nose.
So
a little dangerous.
Does it have like a happy ending or a sad, like a devastating ending, like scary stories a lot of times?
No. In fact, you know, I think the book does a good job of trying to make sure that anybody was hurt that was justice for something in a way, or like the people that are hurt the most are the people that deserve it. Fucking bank man. Get out of here.
So is the first guy that they find in their barn?
I don't know, Freddy. I don't know if it's like true about everybody, but he's not dead.
I'm curious to finish it still.
So do you think you're going to pick up some more of these creepers stories?
They are on my Hoopla. My library gives me access to them, so I can pull them up, which will be cool because it will look nice. You'll be able to see the illustrations on your iPad.
Hoopla Digital is what Amy's talking about. That's an online library access. If you
like to read and you have a library, if you are in the United States, I can't tell you about anywhere else. But if you can get Hoopla, if you can get on Libby, your life will be amazing.
Yeah, because it's all paid for with your tax dollars.
Libraries are the best. I'll fight you if you don't agree.
The library fight.
Well, I'm glad this little book gave you some joy.
I know. I just sat like read it in a day. Well, I mean, obviously, because if it took me longer.
There's a lesson in both this pointer and this book.
Yeah.
We were both not the intended audience.
Nope.
For either of these, but we found enjoyment in them.
But we managed
to
enjoy ourselves.
So it goes to show, it's like as long as you put effort and some thought into something, it shows.
Mm-hmm.
It does. It bleeds over into another audience, whether it be porn or children's literature.
So it sounds like this guy actually put some thought, and it wasn't some cheap like thing to say like.
No, it's like a whole. It feels like a goosebump, or like a Goosebumps kind of, like a little bit older Goosebumps, like maybe a year older.
Yeah, I liked it more than I liked the Goosebumps.
Yeah, because you know,
Goosebumps.
You know, Goosebumps gets a little repetitive.
Well, this had no filler in it.
And also,
this is a tight read.
This is like a nice surprise. You didn't expect something like this.
You know what it reminds me of?
I got candy in a book.
Did you read Cycle of the Werewolf by Stephen King? It was originally a calendar.
You know I don't read.
Dog farted again. It was originally a calendar, and so all the chapters are very brief like this book. You call it a chapter book.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. That's just for grade school kids. That's a term
I feel like
for
that's
like
what they
grade school
call
kids.
it, right? Like chapter books when you go to like a kids book section.
Don't poets also do that?
That's like a chat book.
That's different.
I miss book fairs.
I miss breathable air.
You know what we never do?
So bad.
The dog's farting a lot. I'm so
It
sorry.
smells like eggs now.
There's a couple of things we never do and we should do.
Yes.
Books by the Banks. Do they still do that? It's like a book festival that takes place out here in Cincinnati. And I know that it's if they don't do it anymore, it just like recently
Grady
stopped.
Hendrix
has
came
been there,
to one of them,
And then, like, doesn't the library do their big ass sale once a year? We gotta get to that
They
shit.
sell big asses.
Mm-hmm.
I found some cool shit over the years at the library sale.
Yeah, I've stolen a lot of things from that library sale.
I love you, Cincinnati Library.
Bastard. When you steal from the library, you steal from us
No,
all.
it was like I used to work at the library and I used to help set up.
So you're allowed?
Like the donation, like handle the donation.
Oh, you're like,
stuff.
ooh, that's a good one. They don't deserve that.
And I had access to this stuff, so like they weren't like marked like property of the library.
Very rare Alf golden book.
They were all donations. So
Yeah.
like, I was gonna take this.
Yeah.
Well, they wanted somebody to have it. Might as well be you. All right. Well, thanks for joining us this week for our like little interstitial show. Maybe we'll do this more often. Depends on how the weeks work.
It was fun. I'm making burgers, Andy, if you want one.
Listener?
Homemade French fries.
Would you like a burger? Better hurry up. At the end of every show, we say hi to our Beelzebubs. Patreon.com/NOTLP. That's something you're interested in. We're going to start at the top. Matt, I got to work on my Wordle, and I will.
I did both the Wordle and the other thing today. What's the other thing called?
Connections.
Connections. Yeah. Thank you.
Am I the only one that does spelling bee every day?
Oh, I've never done spelling bee.
Okay.
Show me how.
There's only so much bandwidth in my mind for games.
I mean, honestly, it's like how long does it take you to shit? Really, is kind of what we're doing here.
I gotta thank Matt though for bringing that back into my life because I think it's helping my brain a little bit.
It's a little exercise.
Yeah,
it's like the brain games. Remember, like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I do think there might be something to that.
Oh, we're gonna stave off that Alzheimer's as long as we can.
We'll try.
Branan and Emily, Jeffel, Iona Goodwin.
I own a great one. I rent to own.
Dr. Brian.
Oh no, you can get underwater on that.
Yeah. My situation changed.
Old Dirty Billsterd. Bill Fahrner.
Hey, happy belated birthday, Bill. You're a good buddy.
Belated birthday, Bill. Blayne Yogurt. Oh, I couldn't possibly just Blayne, please.
If I ever forget to wish somebody a happy birthday, don't take offense. It's rare that I know.
It's just like if it happened within the last hour before we record the show that he found that information out.
Right. Yeah.
Then there you go.
I don't ever want to make somebody feel
And
bad.
I'm not ever paying attention because I'm an only child and that's just how we are. Jordache Jeans.
The tightest.
Monica. Jeremy. Cassie. Gamora. Ernie. And Dave.
Thank y'all.
Thanks, y'all. I hope you had fun.
Appreciate you.
I got to pull up the fucking song.
Thanks for joining. And next month we're doing phone horror movies.
Boo phone.
Yeah, you say boo phone who dis. Wow.
So just a little heads up.
I can't wait. We're starting with 976 Evil.
All right.
Call you later. Bye.
If he should go